Alright guys, so here we are, part 2 of the snowblower repair, revival, whatever you want to call it. I have had this apart before I videoed because I had to try to get it done, and I pulled the head off to check and make sure I had compression. But what I need to do, sorry, this sucks. You really can't see very well in there still. I have to switch back to non-metric because everything here is SAE. 7/16 and ½ inch and all that kind of stuff. But good news is I'm all set to do this. There we go. Alright. Now what was happening is this thing was losing a lot of juice. So let's see what we got here. Oh, come on. One of these guys has got to be the right one. I got new belts for it. Oh, there it is, right on the extension, I think. I'm just going to rip these head bolts back out. I'm going to get my zippy tool. So here we are. We're back. And I didn't put these in real tight. So that is one. Oh shoot. I gotta take these screws out to get that last bolt. That last bolt is like a stud with a the nut is tapped on the top, so this bolt that holds the muffler can go in there. So I've got the motor loosened up because I had to move it around to get the shroud cover off from under the back here. I had to tilt it up because there's a nut right there that it wouldn't fit under, and the engine sits right flat on the platform. Now what I want to do today, I don't know if that's the right bit or not, I'm going to recheck everything and show you how I did it. And there's the head gasket. I cleaned the top off with brake cleaner, and what made me think that the head piston and everything was really good is I sprayed brake cleaner in there and it didn't leak by the piston. The piston is tight. It should have great compression. I'm watching the valves go up and down. Now I haven't done anything to lap the valves or anything, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's a little cheap snowblower engine, and right now I just want to make it run. And if I can get it to run, as I said before, I'm going to I got to bring it back to top dead center where everything is open or loose. I need to clean the breather because it was blowing oil out. That's what the whole problem was. This is the governor arm that's controlled inside the engine by a little like ball governor, almost like the old days. And I don't see any reason why she won't keep running for years to come. Crankshaft's tight. There's very little end play in it. I mean, like 5/10 thousandths. I'm just leaving that alone. I'm not worrying about it. It's old. It's a 1990 engine. But if it runs good, when I get done with this, I'm going to retrofit AC electric start. Now, I really need to put a little oil on that piston. And I want to take that, I already pulled the belts off. this is the breather that was blowing oil. I'm going to clean that out with some WD-40. And there's supposed to be a tiny hole in the bottom of this somewhere that lets, now see, I don't even see one in this one, so I don't know if that's how it works. Oh, there it is. Yes, there's a little tiny hole right there. If you look really carefully, there's a little tiny hole right there. That's supposed to let the built-up oil flow back. So I'm going to clean that out with brake cleaner and make sure it's free. Alright. Alright, so what I've done, I cleaned this all out with brake cleaner. Make sure the hole is clear. I blew up through it. And now I've got the filter, which I just squeezed the oil out of. That goes in here. And there's the return hole for that little bleeder. See, there's a, if you look carefully, there's a drill hole down into the crankcase right there, which sucks from that any oil that builds up here back down. So if you pull yours out, make sure you put the hole on the bottom. I think mine was on upside down. And it goes on just like that there. Sorry, my nose is running because it's cold. My nose is running because it's cold. And I don't think this guy, I think you want to put, yeah, you want to put the hose so it's on the high side. In case oil builds up in here, it'll get sucked back down and it won't come out your overflow. Simple enough, right? Now this guy just goes on with a couple of small screws, which I guess I dropped. Oh no, I put them on top of the head. Alright. They're on top of the piston, I mean. I found one anyway. The other one's got to be nearby. I brought some new fuel lines to replace all the fuel lines too. So that guy goes on. Snuck them down nice. I had to release this crank handle so I could. Now that should hopefully cure my spewing oil problem that I had. Now I got to remember the sequence of putting this whole thing back together because it's been a while since I had it apart. I've already cleaned the head gasket as good as it can be cleaned, you know. It's a metal one. And that's the size it fits. Nope, that's not right. That is it. Okay. Make sure there's no crud on the bottom of the gasket here. I got a new spark plug for it. I'm sure these go to a specific torque hue. Not quite sure what that is. I'm just going to run these down lightly with the zippy tool here till they touch on low speed. Without hammering on any of them. Oops. What do you think, 25 foot-pounds? or tight. Let me get my torque wrench. I'm going to set it for 25 in the middle of the winter. What do you think? I got to go over to my light here. Foot-pounds. This only goes up to 80. I got to go out in the light. I'll be back. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start them at 15, then I'll do 25. It's a guess, but I'm sure that's not too much. I'm going to start with this guy. That's all there is. That's not much. This is a long wrench, however. Alright, now does it go to this guy? And that guy? And that guy? And that guy? Now I'll tinker up to 25. I can see the marks now. So I'm guessing, can't guarantee this is right. Oh shit. I mean, oh darn. I'm gonna have to pull this all off again. Too, because these 3 bolts hold the air shield. So they're gonna be pulled and put back on, but I'm not gonna sweat it too much. I'll put them right back on quickly and they won't warp anything. Alrighty. So what do I think needs to go on next? Let's change the fuel lines. They just snake through there, and I'm hoping that I can get the new one through. Let's go check the size. All right, well, I think I got this, so it'll go through. I hope. Right behind there. Of course, this is all curly because it's been. Oh, here it comes. I got her. Come on, baby. There we go. I'm just going to pull it all the way through for right now, and then we'll just cut it off because I'm going to need what I need on this side, you know. And hopefully I'll have enough to do the other snowblower. I got 2 snowblowers to deal with. Alright. That light isn't really anywhere doing us any good, is it? Let me entertain you. It's a cute little snowblower, actually. Really handy. That's giving us a little light. Get you over here. Alright. So I got the carb all cleaned and reassembled. It looks like hell, but that just goes right straight into that, and so that mounts like that there. I left myself just about enough. I better put this clamp on this. It's just those little squeezy clamps, but they're good. They work like a charm for me. Come on. Jeepers creepers, she's sticky is what it is. Ugh. I got pliers right in my pocket here somewhere. I always carry a pair of pliers, right? Okay, we'll slide him back on there a little bit. Now, this gasket is well stuck, but I'm going to put a little bit of gasket sealant on it as I mount it. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Burbage. And it just goes on with 2 of these Phillips. So I'm just going to give it a little whisker. And this is the best of the best right here. Yeah, this has all been apart, don't worry. I think it goes in the outside hole. I haven't had this apart, so I'm not going to deal with it. Always put a little around the hole. Screw holes. I'm certainly not going to restrict flow to this little tiny engine. I'm not worried about it too much. Pull it back away though, like so. Alright, rub my fingers in the dirt, that's good for him. Come on, baby. Stupid clamps right in the way now. I'm gonna have to push it in. All the way. Put the whole fuel line all the way on first. I don't want to break it. I think that's good enough. That'll work. Works for me. And then push it as we go. Push and pull. Yeah, not real graceful, guys, was it? For my next act. I'm no musty. If you watch him, you know what I'm talking about. I'll give this guy just a little snippy-do here. Alright, well that ain't never coming apart. Now this is the one that I replaced the pull starter in, if you remember. Watched a couple days ago. What I want to do is I'm preparing this for electric start, because if this don't run, it don't matter anyway, does it? So this guy has a breakout here. That you break out for the electric starter going. Oops, sorry guys. Jeepers. Well, it didn't want it to come out easy. Stupid thing. There we go. There we go. Bent her a little bit, but we'll fix her. Alright. So we got that knockout broke out. And that is so your electric starter on this far side is going to bite into your ring gear. So yeah, that is. Oh, it even has the screw holes in it for the electric start push button. So this dude, so I gotta zip those 3 bolts out of there again. Oh, wrong stupid. Nah. Thank you. Okay. The 3 long bolts go in there. Alright, see where we're at here. I can't see the screen. Okay, there we go. I need to put the exhaust back on. We did the carburetor. I got this shroud put back on. I got these bolts put back in the head. There's just a bolt on each side at the bottom, and these 3 at the top that hold the whole shroud. The muffler gasket is completely burned away. But I don't see it. I'm just gonna, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. If it leaks a little, it leaks a little, you know. Ah, don't grab the trigger, just like with a gun. Be careful now. Keep your finger off the trigger. You know. Now that little. Alright, we'll figure out what goes in there later. That is a 1/4-20 thread. I've got a new spark plug for it, so let's put that in. I think I got the right size spark plug socket for it. These are the big ones. Big old spark plug. Yep, that would be it. I've had this out so it's not in tight. Whoops. Alright. And I looked at this and got the same exact plug. And the gap looks good. I'm gapping it by eye. It looks good to me. And I had spark. So if I get the gas tank fixed up, we should be able to get this baby to fire over. Now I'm going to leave that off right now while I'm messing around with it. The next problem is the gas tank, and the gas tank has fuel in it. And somewhere around here there's a petcock. I gotta hold this thing up now because it's full of gas. And I put the fuel tank on it, or fuel fitting. There it is. Boy, this is almost like the Three Stooges, ain't it? Sorry guys, I'm missing everything I'm doing, aren't I? Well, that was worthless. All right, well, I got that gas tank put back on. I take these 3 bolts out of the head and retorque them again. And the bottom of the fuel tank just sits on a little bracket here. So let's spin this 180 again. And get the tools out of the way again. And we'll set it. Normally it went right straight in. Like that. So that's what we're doing. Sorry, I'm right in the way. I know. I'm fully aware. Alright. Pinchy clamp. Alright. Technically, let's see if this little bugger will run. Oh, I don't have my, I've got a little throttle linkage. I lost the original throttle linkage. But I saw it online, and it actually gave the dimensions on a little, grid map. And it's 2 inches long. So I gotta go get it, and we'll put it in. So, we got all the fuel lines hooked up. Oh yeah, I was going to put the linkage on. I don't know what happened to that linkage. It could have fallen down inside the snowblower itself. But as I said, I found a diagram of it. And it said it was 2 inches. So, I'm going to have to bend this. I'm not sure what hole it goes into. But I made it out of one of those kind of stiff paper clips, and so it'll be fine. I may have to move it up and down in these holes, but I think they go on the bottom. It might go in that one. If this doesn't run up fast enough, because that's running on full right now, wide open, and as it spins up it should suck it in. I hope. We'll see. It's got a kill switch on the dash and right here. There's a switch built into here that shorts out your ground, and there's one shorts out your coil, and there's one in there. Now, so I should be able to. That's the choke. Wide open, closed, close, close. What do you think? Shall we give it a try? At least it's not a go-kart. It won't run across the driveway or anything on us. Doesn't have belts on it either, so what do I need to do? Ignition is on, throttle's halfway, choke is on. I gotta turn the fuel on. That doesn't stick on there very well. Oh, I got gas in the carb. Get out of this corner so I don't bash my elbow. If you recall, I put a really long starter rotor on this. Oh, primer. Got a little anxious. a little bit. I've got to get it started again, and because I kind of choked it out or something. There you go. I'm going to put this back together. I'll put the belts back on. I got to let it cool a little while. I'm going to call that good running engine. What do you think, guys? So all that's left is quarter inch and 5/16. Handy to have around the lawnmower shop here. I don't have a lawnmower shop, but okay. So what is next? I can pop the belts on and then realign the motor, put the cover on, and we've got a running snowblower. Alright, so belts. I know the 90, there's a 90-80 and a 90-90. And I know the 90-90 goes closest. Choke lever back on, it's just a little button here. And so we gotta put the inside one on first, the 90-90. Says that it's a 90-90 replacement, so cross your fingers and toes. Oh, boy, it's a squirrely thing. These are pretty small belts on this machine. Now, oh man, there's debris in that. Okay, it came out. I think the best thing, now it's nice that the motor's loose. I'm just gonna put it on, start it on the pulley and see if I can walk it right around here. The problem is to tighten these stupid motor bolts, we have to do it from underneath. And that needs to be as far back as it can go. And, oops. It really ain't taint. Yeah. There's no easy way to do it, so I got to stand this thing on its nose. Alright, so we're looking at the bottom of the thing now. We took the bottom off. The bottom's bent off. I took it off and I'm trying to check the transmission here. And looks like whoever had it before Greased it well. And maintained it well. It's really, really, really greasy. And I don't think I'm changing it. I'm not going to mess with it. Look at it. Now, see, there's your sliding disc transmission. But that thing is perfectly clean. And that little rotating disc right there contacts this wheel, and as this wheel moves in and out, it changes the gear ratio on that little disc. And then the gears come through the transmission here to the rear axles. Now, being a Toro, see, this has really nice bearing bushings here and all that. So all the other adjustments can be done from outside. I just wanted to check this, but I've got to tighten all those bolts. So what I need is a long extension and my zippy tool. Alright, well, I guess this is as good as I'm going to do. So, all I got to do is put the belly pan on. And there we go. Bada bing, bada boom, eh? Alright. Tighten your wing nuts, baby. So that's it. We'll let her sit back down. I don't have any snow out here. Here it is, the middle of January here in western New York, and we don't have any snow. It's 40 degrees today, almost. So I'll let this guy sit. I'll put till I test the belt drive on this though, because that belt's awful tight, but I guess it's going to work. These tires look like they could run flat. They're so stiff, you know. Did I tighten that up? No, I did not. There's a retainer pin-like thing in here that holds the belts back in proper position so they don't kick off every time you disengage the clutch. So I'll bring you over here and show you that. You got to be able to see that. This little bar right here. So I don't know how tight it wants to be. I don't want it rubbing on the belt like that, so. Back it out there a little bit. Oh, wrong one. I can go back a little bit and loosen that up. I'm not going to put the guard back on it yet, though. Okay, so this should now run the transmission all the time. Because that belt's hooked up all the time. It's on that spring-loaded thing. So, after this sits a little while and settles back down, we'll try that, alright? Alright, well it's been sitting a while. I let the oil run back in the engine. She started right up. First pull. Right now she's idling. I've got it in reverse. You can see the belt for the transmission running all the time. I don't like the angle of that, but I'm hoping it'll just wear in a little bit. This is the reverse lever. Put it into first. Alright. Now we'll jack it up a little bit. So it looks like we have a perfectly running snowblower now. Oh gosh, I didn't put too much into it. I had to buy a new fuel line, new spark plug, 2 new belts. The belts are like 15-20 bucks a piece. So I got maybe 35 bucks into it to get it running again. And I think I'm going to spend the 60 bucks like we talked about. The electric starter will bolt right on right here. And then we can have electric start. I was thinking about giving this to my daughter because she needs a small one for her driveway. But we haven't, as I said, we haven't had any freaking snow. So anyway, take care. God bless. We'll come back next video. We might be putting a hood on a Toyota Corolla that got dented up from flipping up in the air. Or we might be trying to pull the wheel off this old Aaron snowblower that I got for $100. That also had the broken pole starter. I changed it the same way as I did the other one. I had to ream a hole for the rope, but I was able to get the screwdriver, see the way that slotted in the side there? So I was able to wangle the screwdriver up inside there to ream that out big. Alright, well I'm done for tonight. You guys take care, God bless. And we'll put this up. We'll see you next time.